local music scene is the sole preserve of troglodytes, whose regard for subtlety and variation is comparable to a pig's passion for the slaughterhouse. In case I haven't made myself clear, it wasn't very good.
Welcome to Pearl and Dean Premieres. Could you just set the scene a bit for us? Give us a quick overview of England Is Mine.
It's a snapshot of a 6-year period of Morrissey's life prior to him being in the Smiths. So it's set from 1976 to 1982. And it's about his drive and his struggles and ambitions to try and do something with his life other than what's expected of him.
You've had great success with short films, but why was, and this is your feature debut, why was this the story you wanted to tell first of all?
I just felt it was a story I could tell. I'm a big, passionate Smiths fan. I think you have to be to do anything like this. Grew up half a mile from Morrissey, so I knew the landscape, knew the people, knew the humour. But yeah, I felt I could tell a story about a young man trying to make his way in the world and do something with it. I thought that it gave the film a universality.
The film's unusual in that most biopics, when we see them, they a snapshot of the part of the life that we know of people, that we most associate with them. Obviously, it's almost a prequel to the Morrissey we know. Was that part of the appeal to you, the fact that you could sort of delve into this area that's previously untapped?
Yeah, we did. I did. Yeah, I did see it as sort of an origin story. Morrissey as a superhero, that'd be great. But I just thought it was more interesting. You know, I never wanted to make a film about the Smiths or use Smiths music. I just felt, you know, the magic that they created, I couldn't try and do that on a film. That'd be a disaster. So, but I thought the birth of an artist and the struggle, what it means to be someone who doesn't feel like they belong. How do they do that? How do they get out? How do any of us get out? And you know, he found a way through the books he read and the music he listened to and the films he saw, but also by the strong women who surrounded him and who at any one time give him a shove.
Yeah. I mean, how much material is there about Morrissey in that time? Because obviously with the Smiths, there's footage, there's reams of articles, but how hard is it to research this, to write?
Well, the lyrics are great because he talks a lot about what his headspace was like. He did give brilliant interview back then, and a lot of interview, which I got access to all of them via a brilliant website called Passions Just Like Mine. And so I read all the interviews, and he talks his life away, you know, where his mum works, where his dad works, his state of mind, their relationship, his relationship with them, the medications he was on. So he talks about everything. And also people were really helpful, like sort of Count Billy Duffy, who went on to great success with the Cult. Billy helped us a lot that period. He was essential. A few of Billy's friends who were also around that same circle of friends. So I think once you start combining all that, you do start building a picture quite quickly, and then you bring into it, you know, my co-writer, who's brilliant at characterisation and dialogue. And once I'd sort of created the story, and Will came in and brought Stephen to life with all the great wit and the humour. That's, you know, that was the way that we did it. And plus, it was punctuated by real life events that we knew existed. So
sure. Has the man seen it?
No, he's not seen it.
Would you like him to?
I'd love him to see it. Yeah, of course I would. It's been made with a lot of love, a lot of respect. I can understand his reticence. Who wouldn't be freaked out by somebody making a film of any part of their life? But hopefully, if he sees it, he sees that we've tried to do something that's really honest, and in a sense that we've tried to reach beyond it just being about him, to show how he was an example to people like me and a generation of people, and this film could be an example to people to go and try and do something with their lives, you know, take control. You know, England Is Mine is quite a defiant title, and especially now as a young generation of people have finding themselves cut adrift, you know, in Europe and stuff. So I think a lot of young people could watch this film with no interest in him or his music and still take something from it.
Can I ask you a little bit about your casting? What made Jack your Morrissey?
Just the best actor I've seen in some time, and intelligent and brave and funny as well. You know, he's all those characteristics that you'll find in Stephen. So yeah, and I could just, you know, was a decent human being. So that's really important. You got to work with someone that intensely for 2 years. So
has I'm guessing the Dunkirk buzz hasn't hurt.
No, that's been beautifully timed. Thank you, Christopher Nolan. No, that's great, because he went straight off to do that. And we've not intentionally held our film back. It's just it's a long process making a film, and Christopher Nolan's clearly faster at it than I am.
Guys, as you say, the film is set at a very specific time in a very specific place. Obviously, Manchester has evolved quite a lot in that time. Were you able to shoot in Manchester? How hard is it to recreate that?
Yeah, it's all shot on location in Stretford in Manchester. Well, Stretford is sort of out of the city centre. It's in the suburbs, so suburbia tends to be slower to evolve. The city centre is the ones that tend to get the facelifts. So, yeah, we shot all on location in Stretford. And so I used a lot of the same places that he'll have walked down. The Iron Bridge is the Iron Bridge on King's Road where he lived. The office blocks, the job centre is all the places. So yeah, it's all shot on location in the actual area, which was great for Jack and the cast to actually immerse themselves in that world.
Lovely. And finally, when audiences get to see the film, what can they expect?
Humour and wit and a lot of heart. And I think, a real human being, not just someone being an icon. I think that's what I want. That's what they'll get, whether they like it or not. That's up to them.
Lovely. Mark, thank you for talking to
You're welcome, mate.
Premiers.
Do you ever wake up and think that if you tried just a little bit harder, you could have gone down in history?